Fight Live returns to Channel 5 this Friday. Two of Britain's most exciting super lightweights collide at London's legendary York Hall. Don't miss Eubank vs Farrell this Friday on Channel 5.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.
This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're at the final press conference for Parker v Ryder at the O2 this Saturday night, live on BT Sport. I'm joined by Francis Warren. Of course, there's a lot of cards in London for promoters going this weekend. So you've got Boxer on Sunday, Matchroom and Queensbury on Saturday, and Wasserman on Friday night.
Yeah. Well, what a bumper weekend in the capital. It just shows the strength and depth, I suppose, of British boxing at the moment, and obviously the popularity of it, because I know we've done well at the box office, and I assume some of the other guys have as well. So it's look on the positives. It's booming.
Why do you believe Parker Ryder is the best main event, and what do you think about the card on BT this Saturday as well?
I think Zach and John, I think they're very evenly matched. Add to that, it's super middleweights, which is always quite a glamour division within the UK. It's domestic interim world title, at the O2 with four title fights on the undercard, and I just think it stands above the other. I'm not knocking or detracting from the other cards at all. It's not what we're about to. Well, not what I'm about to be knocking people. I wish all the other guys and all the other cards all the best, but I just feel that this stands heads and shoulders above them, above the rest, because of the quality that's going to be on show on Saturday.
What you say is evenly matched. John Ryder's been there for a very long time. Fought the likes of Callum Smith and Danny Jacobs, Billy Joe Saunders. Zach Parker's been screaming for this opportunity. What are you expecting from Saturday night, Francis?
Well, as you said, Zach, it's his breakout fight. If he comes through this, he's really announced himself on the world scene, because he's fighting a guy who's dared to dare. Going up to light heavy and pushing Billy Joe all the way up middle. And obviously having a great win at super middle over Danny Jacobs last time out. Zach Parker's got it all to do on Saturday night. Again, for me, I think Zach's a slight favourite, just because of the freshness of Zach Parker. But again, experience. If you're going to go on experience, John Ryder's got the edge. If you're going to go on, for me, Zach Parker's been, as you said, he's been screaming for this, and the opportunity's been delivered, and it's down to him now.
So you know what the carrot at the end of this, the prize of this, is the biggest fight in world boxing, Canelo Alvarez. He's going to have a decision. Depends maybe what side of the continent you're on. But Canelo Alvarez, do you believe he will fight the winner of this fight, or do you think he's going to vacate?
I'd like to think he'll fight the winner. I'd love to see Zach Parker get that huge opportunity. But obviously both guys will probably have one eye on that. But at the moment, but probably from tomorrow after the weigh-in, let's stare each other in the eyes for the final time. I think they'll be fully focused on each other. And the rewards get bigger as you keep winning in boxing. So that's the primary objective for both guys, I would have thought, on Saturday. And obviously I'm backing our man Zach Parker to go and do a job on John Ryder. But I do wish both guys the best of luck. And John's been an absolute delight to be around the last couple of days. And good luck to both guys.
Of course, Hamza Shiraz and Dennis McCann on the undercard, two stars in the Queensbury stable. Obviously your guys that you manage as well, in Sam Noakes and Pierce O'Leary, both in title fights. So talk to me quickly about Sam and Pierce's fights, please, Francis.
Sam's going into 12-round territory. He's fighting for the vacant Commonwealth lightweight title, and he's on the hottest knockout streak, I think, in British boxing. 9 out of 9. He's had a couple of championship fights with the WBC International Silver, but this getting up now into serious business. Calvin McCord's he's a tough opponent. He's durable. He's made championship weight, I think, as recently as 2020. So Sam's got it all to do, but I do think that if Sam's on form, I don't think there's many lightweights in the country that can live with him, and in the UK that can live with him. So I'm hoping for another knockout win. Sam's he's not giving any predictions, but I think he's pretty confident of delivering one. And that's a good fight for Sam, and another step up, which is obviously the name of the game. It's to every fight, whilst you're building and developing their careers, is to make sure that every fight has a meaning to it. It's not just a gimme, because there's no point in that at all. Everyone, it's got to have some meaning and some backing towards it. And Calvin McCord certainly presents that opportunity for Sam to go and showcase what he can do. Pierce O'Leary, Big Bang O'Leary, he looks like the gentlest guy out of the ring, but obviously we've seen what he can do inside the ring. And he's making his first venture into a title fight on Saturday against a very unpredictable opponent, who I think Pierce has got to be on his toes for the first couple of rounds, but I think once he's worked him out, I think we could see another Big Bang finish on Saturday.
Well, we'll look forward to that card live on BT Sport this Saturday night. Seeing Frank Smith here, obviously, with John Ryder. I'm not going to say things are absolutely perfect between promoters in this country, but it does seem like there is more communication. Frank Smith here today, I don't know, it seems like things are moving forward between Queensbury and Matchroom, and I don't think you could always say that in the past. So do you go along with that, Francis?
Listen, well, this is the business of delivering, fights for the fighters that we look after, delivering fights for the fans, and if that means doing a deal with a competitor or another company, then obviously we're open to it, as we've shown this weekend. So yeah, it's a pleasure to host Frank here today, and he's the guys from Matchroom, and we'll see what the future holds.
Okay, give a little teaser there, a bit like your dad does. Francis, I just want to go back to Dubai quickly. We were both there a week or so ago. Boxing is full of surprises, and there was another one that week. Just talk to me about, from your perspective, what happened with Tommy Fury and Paul Bamba, and the alleged 2 different contracts both fighters had, please.
Well, I don't want to be, it was all done and dusted and settled last week. Obviously, Tommy did end up having some sort of fight and managed to get out. We signed, obviously, Tommy signed a contract for an agreed weight, and he made that weight. Paul Bamba also made his weight, and I'm not going to go into the ins and outs, but you make from that, take from that what you will. But both guys made weight, and both guys obviously was surprised at each other to see the difference in weight. So it's not I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of it. It's just one of those things that happened, and fortunately everybody put their sensible hats on, and a resolution was found, and Tommy fought.
Was it a little bit annoying from your point of view and Tommy's point of view, seeing everyone have their say online about Tommy being unprofessional and not making weight, etc., when clearly from what he's saying and you're saying, he did make weight to his contract?
Yeah, of course it's frustrating. But this isn't about going out, and this isn't the blame game. It's not for, and really, it's not. When you're talking about contracts and things like that, there are confidentiality clauses and agreements. So it's not like we're going to go out there and start screaming and shouting. We're all professionals. An issue occurred, the issue was resolved, and Tommy fought. But yeah, of course, it was frustrating for Tommy. But again, he was a consummate professional. Didn't come out, blaming anybody or causing issues and causing problems. He just stuck to what he had to stick to, and kept his head screwed on and did what he had to do.
What's the gut feeling in the office? Do we see this fight with Jake Paul next?
I hope so. I hope so personally. I know George has got a great relationship with Jake Paul's team, so I'll have a chat with George about that one.
I'll try and get George on the channel. Last one, just to close off. Can't not speak to you and ask about next Saturday. Obviously, BT Sport box office for Fury Chisora 3. We saw the backlash at the start when it was announced that it was Chisora, but are you expecting Chisora to bring his war next Saturday at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Francis?
Well, of course you are. Derek always brings it, so it's if he doesn't, he's in for a long night, or maybe a short night. But Derek's not going to be passing this opportunity up. I wouldn't have thought to go and put on a good show. I'm just looking forward to seeing Tyson Fury, the great entertainer, putting on another show for everybody. And fair play to Derek Chisora for stepping up and taking the challenge when not many wanted to.
You know Derek Chisora very well. I worked with him for a while at the start of his career. In your opinion, is he an improved fighter from when you were working with him?
Well, I think it was the fight he had with Caboyel, didn't he, down in Monaco, and I just sort of watched it. I thought, where's Derek gone? And since then, I mean, he's had losses, he's had wins, and he's been up and down. But what Derek's always been is consistently entertaining and grueling fights. Dillian's, Parker, Pulev's, Takams, they've all been good fights, and they've all been entertaining fights. So that's the new and improved Derek Chisora, his fitness, his dedication to it. And if people want to make comparisons to the first two Fury fights with Derek, the first one he didn't train, and the second one obviously he was still in there at the end until he obviously got pulled out with a damaged eye. So the new and improved Derek Chisora, I think you've got more chance of him putting on a good show than the old Derek.
And lastly, just to close off, should Tyson Fury win next Saturday at Tottenham Hotspur, obviously the fight that we all want to see next is the undisputed one with Alexander Usyk. A week or so ago, both Kalasal and Eddie Hearn did put out statements saying that they want to request immediate purse bids for Filip Hrgovic, IBF mandatory. So do you think that's going to get in the way, or is your gut feeling that we see Fury Usyk next, Francis?
There's moving parts in that, so I think just enough said about that one at the minute.
Could that involve maybe the WBA and Daniel Dubois as well?
There's moving parts in that one, so we'll see how we go.
Francis, Ron, thank you very much for your time, and we look forward to a great night at the O2 on Saturday.
Cheers, everyone. Top man.
Fight Live returns to Channel 5 this Friday. Two of Britain's most exciting super lightweights collide at London's legendary York Hall. Don't miss Eubank versus Farrell this Friday on Channel 5.
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something. Completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.